All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This is Scott C. with Source Global News. We're going to do something a little bit informal and different today. We're going to tour around what we call a mini Comic Con, which is called Dual Con, and we will be talking with some vendors, some authors, and artists, as well as showing off the different things at the different booths. So we're going to start our tour here in just a second. Hopefully, everybody can hear me okay. It's a little bit echoey and loud in this mall. We are coming to you live from Brookfield, Wisconsin. This event ends today. However, for those of you in Wisconsin that missed today, this event will also take place in Madison, Wisconsin, November 5th and 6th. So we're going to move on to some booths now. And you will all be walking with me. So we're going to start with a couple of authors today. And the first author we're going to start with is Ben Wolf. And we're just going to set the tripod down here. And he's agreed to actually talk to us. So this is Ben.
How's it going, guys?
Let's here we go. Ben, tell us a little bit about your books, what you do, and we'll kind of browse over them while you do that.
I'm Ben Wolf. I am the author of 20 books, maybe 21 at this point. I'm losing count, but I've got a wide range of different options. I've got Sword and Sorcery Fantasy. It's basically Dungeons and Dragons in a series of books. That's my Blood Mercenary series. I've got Young Adult Fantasy as well. That's more of a coming-of-age series with Chosen One trope. I've got a great sci-fi horror series. If you guys are fans of the Alien franchise, if you like those movies, that's definitely one you want to check out. That's the Tech Ghost series. Excuse me. And then last of all, I have my Santa Saves Christmas trilogy, which is sort of a mashup of sci-fi fantasy, holiday horror humor, and a little bit of time travel too, because I don't have any self-control. So I just threw everything into that series of books. Had a lot of fun putting them together.
All right, great. Where can they find you?
So the best place to find my books right now is going to be either on Amazon, where you can just do a search for my name, Ben Wolf, and then books, or Ben Wolf Tech Ghost, or Blood Mercenaries, or whichever series you're looking for. You should be able to find me pretty easily. Otherwise, you can find me at my website, which is super easy. It's benwolf.com. As you can see right behind me, benwolf.com. Super easy. You can get a hold of me there as well.
Right, and we're going to show some of Ben's books here.
Yeah, awesome.
We're going to pan down here and just do this the easy way.
Yeah.
These are some of Ben's books.
This is the Sword and Sorcery series.
Okay, and that's 1 second here.
Yeah.
That's these, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
So, yeah, and when I'm selling books at live events, I have two different ways that I sell them. I've got, of course, the 4 individual books that go into the series, but I also have an omnibus version. So this is a thicker option, and it has all 4 of these books in one larger book instead. When you're looking for them online, right now I only have the 4 individual books, but if you buy from me directly, then the omnibus is also an option.
Great, and we're going to just put it over here.
Sure.
Okay.
So around the corner here, you'll see the wacky covers of my Santa Saves Christmas series. This is meant to be a series that you don't have to take too seriously. It's just pure escapism and fun. Like I said, it's a mashup of holiday humor, horror, sci-fi, fantasy, and some time travel. Over here, I've got my my science fiction horror series as well. The Tech Ghost series is right over here, and this is very similar to the Aliens franchise. So if you like kind of that 80s action horror vibe, this is definitely the series for you. The rest of my books are on the exact opposite side of the table.
We're gonna
migrate over there.
browse over there real quick.
This is my young adult coming of age fantasy series that I had mentioned. So the Call of Ancient Light. Again, we have the 3 individual books, and we've also got the one big omnibus version as well. I've also got a standalone vampire romance, because as an author, you guys may not know this, but you are required to write and publish at least 1 vampire book, or they revoke your author license. I'm dead serious about it. Like, I can't lose my license, so I had to write and publish this book. In addition to that, my wife is also an author. Her name is Carice Crow, and if you want to follow her on TikTok, you can do that. She's got a really great TikTok. Stays active with it. She does a better job of it than me. Her book Ignite is teen, urban, young adult fantasy. So it's teens, dragons, magic, a secret society, all in the real world. It's pretty fantastic. And then I suppose the other one I should mention, this is my children's book, I'd Punch a Lion in His Eye for You. It's a book that I wrote for my son. It is actually a children's book. Some people ask, is this actually a children's book, or is it kind of one of those grown-up books disguised as a children's book? Nope, it is actually for kids, and it's a fun little story about my son and I going on adventures together, and me jumping in to save him whenever he gets in trouble.
Great. Ben, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for
And we're going to move on to our next booth. This is Jerry Shepard, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about her books.
Hey, how are ya? So what do you want to know? Can I tell you about my feature book
Tell us a
today?
little about your book. What are you
All right,
featuring
so,
today?
So I actually have a whole backlist of books that I've brought here, my children's books, my writer's resources, my journals, but my big feature book this weekend is At Fault. At Fault is the first in a 5-book science fiction saga that uses this globally diverse ensemble of characters to tell the story of Earth after the melt, except even though we've had like this climate theme in here, it's not dystopian. It surely is not political, because aren't we divided enough in our real world? We need to get away from that a little in the fiction. Not that there isn't a share of action and drama and, you know, some violence and some love also happening in here. This is adult themed. I'd love to show you my maps if you don't mind, because I have some really cool maps associated with this book, because we go back and forth between the two different timelines, the 2500s and the 2900s down here, and you can see both full globes in here. And one of the things that's cool is humanity has figured it out. So we have city ships living on these routes at sea. We have organized crime families have actually moved out to sea as well. And you see how all of these different organizations have sort of started to align and figure out how they're going to survive in this world. So it's very factional. So if you're into like George R. Martin or James S. A. Corey, it's really about how those different human tribal units are trying to figure their crap out together to get to the end goal. I'd like to think it's got a little bit of everything for everyone, because today's genre fiction, it's not just science fiction, it's not just fantasy. It's a mix. It's kind of genre fluid, and so if you love mystery, if you love romance, if you love action, a little bit of all of that is in here as well. So that's my feature book that I have going on at my conventions, and I give all sorts
And
of
what do you have?
goodies
You have a children's line too, correct?
I do. So I actually came from a couple of different worlds. One, I've been a co-writer for many years. So like I've worked with Steve Pelick and Leroy Butler. I've worked with Dick Vitale. I've worked with other great sports legends. I have writers' resources. But my best-selling children's series is my Max Explores series. This is my little Max. He's my buddy. Max is my puppy who travels all over the country and also to the beach. And Max, he's a board book series, so these are heavy duty for little readers. This is through Triumph Books, my publisher in Chicago. They are amazing. These always go really, really popularly. They're my grandkids' favorite. I'm sure there's a little bias there since Gigi wrote them, but they are my grandkids' favorite. Everybody loves these Max books. He's gone to Chicago, Seattle, New York, San Francisco, Boston, and of course the beach. They're usually $12 online, but I give them just like 10 or even cheaper deals if you're getting more than one of them here when you see me at conventions. But again, full backlist, children's books, writers' resources, biographies. But my feature book is the sci-fi this weekend.
And how can they reach you?
I try to make it really easy. atfaultbook.com. So
And we're going to get a shot of that up there just
Absolutely.
so people can go back in our stream. And so this is where you can reach Jerry. And again, we're going to try and get all these vendors into the stream description at some point after the broadcast. And Jerry, thank you so much for telling us about your book.
I'm so grateful that you're here, and I look forward to sharing this book with a lot of your audience.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
And we're going to move on now. Now, we're going to get to our first collectible booth here. This is a makeup of artists and other things. And so this is our first collectible booth. And some of these people I'm going to have to re-ask them their names. So this is So this is our first collectible booth with Funko pop-ups and stuff like that. Give us just 1 second. All right, sorry about that. We were back. We were talking to one of the organizers. All right, and what we're looking at now is Ultimate. Oh, we'll put the card right here. This is Ultimate Alliance um, comics, and this is mostly Funko and pop-up stuff, Legos, and comics as well. We're gonna pan around here and take a look at this. I know a lot of you guys are into this stuff. We're gonna mute the mic in between each vendor. And this is the Lego collection. All right, and we're going to move on here just a little bit. All right, this is actually one of the organizers of the event.
There
This
we
is
go.
QuadCon. This is his store. We're going to walk around and look at his stuff.
And so what we do here is we're a traveling comic book and toy show, and so we go from town to town, from St. Charles, Missouri, out to Omaha, Nebraska, and we're up here in where are we at?
We're in Brookfield.
Brookfield, that's it, right outside Milwaukee. And so we take these different vendors and artists, and we travel from different locations to different locations. And it's just a way for the nerds to be able to come out and not have to spend a lot of money. It's family friendly, affordable, and usually our events are free. So it gets good traffic to the malls and to these different locations that maybe don't have so much traffic. And it's a good way for people just to come together and say, hey, did you see what happened on Moon Knight last week? You know, that kind of thing. So it's just a good time for a lot of people to come
And you
out.
guys had a great cosplay parade yesterday.
Yeah, it was normally we have about twice that many. So, but this is a first time event, and so a lot of people are comparing our other events. Davenport now has 100 people. We get thousands of people show up at the mall. That's an event that has been in 7 years in the building. So this is our first time here. So I think for the first time, this has been a very successful event. So
all right, great. We're gonna walk around and look at some of the stuff.
Please look around.
Now, John has a wide selection of stuff, actually. Let's see. Let's get rid of this.
Woo, technology, I figured.
You can see all the comics here. Some of this might be familiar to some of you Big Bang Theory series, where fans, where you'd see Leonard and Sheldon and them going through comics. Yes, we do actually do that. So these are all the comics. Gonna spin around here real quick. All right. And we're gonna move on to actually one of my favorites here in just a second. This is one of my favorite booths of this Comic Con. This is Kelsey Rushing Art, and this is all artist drawn. And she'll correct me if I get this wrong, but this is all artist drawn. She hand draws all this herself, airbrushes and paints it all herself. The talent is amazing. We're gonna just get out of the way. I want to show one other thing here real quick. This is her woodwork that she does. And again, this is all hand drawn onto the wood itself. And then painted. Lot of talent here, actually. And as I said, this is actually one of my favorite booths. And you can actually find her art at KelseyRushingArt.com. So we want to, we want to thank Kelsey for letting us do this. Everyone before we do it. So this is our next booth, and we're just going to hold cards up here. And again, we're going to get all these in our stream description here. Now, these are drinking 30-ounce tumblers. So, for some of my staff, like Rachel and Leanne, you guys can put your vodka in here when you're working, and we'll never know. So this next booth, we're going to show their sign. This is actually a new business in the area called Beyond the Board, and I've actually been talking with the owners here the past couple of days. This is a game board cafe where you can go in and play games and whatnot. They make their own homemade pizza and subs. Last night I asked, I said, where are you getting your pizza from? And I got corrected really quick on that. It's all homemade. All the subs are homemade. So we want to show you that. So we're going to move on here. We're going to mute while we walk. So this is our next booth. This is Custom Processing Unlimited, and we're going to show some of the. Now, Elijah, Akai, Akai makes all this stuff by hand, and he's going to send me his information so I can get it on the stream description. I gave him a card yesterday, so. All right. All right, next person we're going to talk to is Rich.
Kozlowski.
I'm going to let him say it. He's going to tell you a little bit about his books and what he does here.
Yeah, I've been in comics for 25 plus years. I started with Sonic the Hedgehog, Archie Comics. I've done my own graphic novels, and my newest book, Farm System, a graphic novel about superheroes trying to make it into the big leagues through a minor league system where they're trained and vetted and given costume and marketing tips, contract negotiations. It's debuting at the show here today in Brookfield. So it's a brand new book, hasn't even hit the stores yet. So that's a little bit about what I do. I've been doing it a long time and have a lot of fun with it.
And this is some of your artwork here, I assume.
Yeah, those are the originals.
We're going to show some of this artwork off here.
Yep, there's some original Sonic art down there, all kinds of fun stuff.
And they can reach you here.
Yep.
We're going to put that there.
Kozlowski.com.
And again, we're going to put all this stuff in the stream description here, probably later on this evening.
Very cool.
All right, we're going to mute it. All right, we have a little bit of a walk here down the mall. We're showing the floor while we walk because not everybody wants to be videoed, obviously, so. And I'm gonna tag your. This is Zach's art.
Yep.
Zach's art. Art. This is his art. And no, guys, this is not the Z art that you guys are used to seeing on our Ukraine live stream. We're gonna show some of this. I'm actually gonna come back probably and get this one later.
Awesome.
You do all this art yourself?
Yep, it's all my art.
Oh, so this is all his art. Show some of this stuff up here. And again, we're going to get all this on the stream description at some point. A lot of talent here today.
Thank you.
All right. So here's another comic book stand here. This is just mostly comics. Stuff that you see here. And he has some stuff up on the wall and stuff as well. So.
Good stuff. Bye. Bye.
All right, our next booth is King Hippo Collectibles. And you can see that he's got some Switches and Nintendo set up here. And then he has some good items for sale here. Oops, that's kick my own skin. Here you go, Rich. Here's your Legos. we're muting the mic as we go because we're just making sure that each vendor is okay that we show their stuff. All right, this is our next vendor here. Another talented artist. This is mostly anime stuff.
For the most part, gaming, anime, comics.
Really good work, actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to show what's up behind here. So this is a couple new friends that I actually made here. This is Krista. Did I get it right?
Yes.
I did good. This is Krista, and I'm gonna make sure I get. And her husband Alex is hiding back there somewhere. But Krista designs cosplay outfits, and oh, here he comes. He's gonna say hello. Krista designs cosplay outfits, and is actually responsible for I think some of the ones from yesterday actually in the cosplay play that we saw. Tell us a little bit about how you do this and what you do.
Well, I can do basically anything. I just really like to make costumes. So if you have something in mind, I would start with kind of the base products of like what the character looks like. So my portfolio here is some that I've made before. The Star Wars ones are some of my most popular. So I just kind of go over what the character looks like and kind of the concept of how to bring it to life. I'm working on a Jedi robe right now. It's the commission. And then when I'm not working on commissions, I just like to do fantasy things. These corsets were inspired by mangas. The ones I'm wearing is made out of manga panels. Then I've got samples of other ideas I have, and the cloaks are just really fun, pretty to look at.
Great. In the future, we're actually going to do a start to finish with yours truly and a cosplay outfit in your studio. So that's going to come sometime in December. So, Krista, Alex, thank you so much. This is Toys Unlimited Toys Trading Company, and as you can see, they're collectibles though. Lots of Star Wars stuff here. This right here is an original Kenner Millennium Falcon that he has. One of the original Slave Ones, Boba Fett ship. Some really unique toys here. Leanne, what did you want back on cam? All right, we're gonna walk to the next booth. All right, here you go. This is the Art of Jar. I'm gonna show this thing here so you know how to reach him on his Instagram and Gmail. stickers over here. All right, we're going to move on to the next booth. Hi guys. Do you mind if we show some of your stuff on our live stream? Some of your we won't film you guys, of course. We're just going to show. What is the name of your business actually, so I can? That makes life 10 times easier. We're muted right now, so. Excuse me. We're doing a live stream. It's from Global News. Do you mind if we show your stuff?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
My wife's outside all the arts first.
Okay. Do you have a banner in front? Thank you. Okay. Oops. This is our next vendor. We're just going to show some of the stuff on their table. This is again another one of the talented artists here. Magic the Gathering. I spent way too much money on that when I was younger.
Still do, unfortunately.
Go stuff. And this is our next vendor here.
As far as from my youth, not others.
We're getting into what I think is the good stuff. These are all the collectible toys and stuff. And again, these vendors are going to be in Madison in November. So you can see them. We want to avoid the people, so you can see all these comic books. Look, he's still in pass. And for you Pokemon fans, no, I've never caught anything on Pokemon Go in this mall. Tara, they're going to be at Easttown Mall in Madison in November. 5th and 6th, if I'm not mistaken. And again, we're going to get all these vendors in the description later. All right, these are movie posters, ladies and gentlemen. And here's Leanne's on our news team, and this is probably her movie or her sign. We're gonna roll around right here. Again, we're showing the floor because a lot of people just don't want to be filmed. Hey, look, instant surveillance. You got a whole bunch of people, so you're good. All right, this is MP Toys. I got to talk to him a little bit yesterday on my day off here. Haha, Nightbot got Tara. Believe it or not, we're actually kind of getting to the end of this. And again, this is MP Toys, and we're going to try and get as many of these up as we can on the description. And mute for yeah. All right, this is JJ Comics and Toys. Here's one for some of you guys. You guys remember the movie Jingle All the Way? This is Turbo Man. It was a toy that Arnold Schwarzenegger was fighting for Sinbad to try and get. And I think I just found a purchase for me. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back here and grab that. All right, this is our next vendor. And again, all these guys are going to in here. I'm just going to put one of these up, actually. Here, so you guys can see it. This is going to be at Easttown Mall in Madison, Wisconsin. That's right. You Europeans can just come to Madison, Wisconsin for the next show. So this gentleman told me this is his business card yesterday. So this is Bartertown Toys and Collectibles. If I'm not mistaken, they're out of Iowa?
Yeah, Iowa City.
Iowa City, that's it, okay.
Shop downtown there.
Some old games, and we're going to try to avoid just filming people. And how many of you guys remember Hero Quest?
Oh, no kidding.
This is one of the more impressive collectible and toy booths here. I think we're just going to go row by row here, guys. Now, you get bonus points today if you could tell me what this was from. You're not eligible. So for you Star Wars fans that got all the new goofy stuff, this is an original 1979 TIE Fighter toy from Star Wars. And this was one of the original die-cast toys. I actually had most of those. We're going to get out of your way here.
Yeah, we're all good.
All right, we're going to mute our mic for just a second.
No, it's fine. Yeah,
All right, all right, I'm a little biased towards this vendor because this is my go-to comic shop near my house. They're about 5 minutes from my house, Cowabunga Comics. So this is where I go when I tell you guys I'm going to the comic book store or I'm going to nerd out. I go hang out with these guys and where a lot of my collectibles have come from and things of that sort. But great comic book store, great people. They have game nights and some other events going on. And I'm actually going to be getting into their D&D group here at some point. All right, we're going to move on to the next vendor. All right, this is our next vendor here called I Buy Comics. We're going to pop this up over here.
Oh, wherever you need, you can come back.
So, are you sure? Okay. We're going to pop this up back there. Wow. For you Mad Magazine fans, these are some really rare finds. 1966, 68, 67. Some of the original Superman comics. quite a collection here. And of course, every comic book stand is not complete without your comics. And we're going to move on to the next booth. All right, this is our next booth, and I didn't get the name.
Lincoln Sports Cards and Gaming.
Lincoln Sports Cards and Gaming. As you can see, a lot of Magic,
Magic,
Metazoo.
Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, a lot of Pokemon.
All right, and we're gonna just sneak around these people here that are looking. I'll let them continue to look. There's something for you Fortnite fans. All right, gonna mute for a second. Grab your stuff back here. All right, here's another comic book collector. And of course, no comic book store is complete without the thumbing through of the comics. It is not just a Big Bang Theory myth. It actually does happen. All right. All right, we're coming up on one of our last vendors here. And I forgot the name of the vendor now. Time Travelers Toys and Collectibles. Now, we're going to play a little game, ladies and gentlemen. All right? And the prizes are going to be like gift certificates at Toys R Us, though. Worthless. So, for 50 points, who can give... Well, let's try this again. This is the nerd version of The Price is Right. Who can tell me how much this Imperial shuttle sells for or would sell for? And the winner gets to buy it for the full price. Takes about 30 seconds for us to get to the stream. So, the responses... No, nobody can tell me what they think this is worth. Well, since nobody was able to guess, this is valued, and I want to make sure I get this correct. In this condition, it is missing the glass piece. It is valued at $700. If it was in mint condition, it would be around $1,400. So if you have any old Star Wars toys laying around, and you have boxes for some of these original things, you might have a little bit of money laying around. And these are some original from the 70s Star Wars figurines. You see the Kenner label on there. No laughing, people. I actually had some of this stuff. And I had these records. And I had this Darth Vader case And they had little stickers with the names you put on them. All right, and here's some G.I. Joe stuff. Transformers. Original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. All right, we're going to swing around the other side here. This booth is actually one of the more impressive collections that I've seen here. Hot Wheels cars. We're going to let some people pass through here. All right. I'm going to move around to the other side. All right, we're going to let these people pass here real quick before we... I actually bought one of these yesterday. The World of Harry Potter maps. Some anime stuff going here. Here you go, Rich. More Legos for you. All right, and that is actually our last booth. And we're going to walk towards the exit now. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our live coverage from DualCon here in Brookfield, Wisconsin. This is Scott C. with SGN News. Thank you for joining us.